Margaret and Teresa and this and that. And look, there's also this other thing. So I agree with you. I'm not so sure that I don't really buy it. I don't buy that this is a real thing. Again, I've been at the Jersey filmings. I mean, there's cameras around. I would have to literally push a camera out of the way and be like, I'm pissed off at Teresa and I'm inserting myself. At that point, you would be held back and kicked out. But there's no way you can just get. It's not just the camera people. There's also producers pushing you back. Like, guys, you have to back up. That's how real filming works. And you see the girls huddled around Margaret. And I mean, you don't see anyone else. It's like they literally like, please back up. So I don't see how you get from that to just throwing a chair. And by the way, it was the performance of Apples by Miss Shea. Listen, I've seen the Countess's Cabaret many times. I'm going to bet on Blonde. I've seen Sandoval. Sheena Marie Shea. You're cashing in on the podcast. You're cashing in on merch. Get your ass off the chair. Good as gold. Apples. You got enough. I want you on tour. Come on. Let's have a mini tour by Miss Shea. And guess what, Sarah? When it's at
you'd be there.
Guess who's also going?
I'm going.
Guess who's also going? So,
and I'll do the meet and greet. Yes.
Guess what? I don't want to hear about it when you wait again. She got mad. She had to wait at Tom Sandoval. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Listen to me. There's also this other thing at the reunion where Ariana rumored she brought Daniel Way, her new boyfriend. Tom apparently brought his that is her new boyfriend. Tom brought his apparently new girlfriend, and Ariana apparently left. She got mad. They were trying. See, Teresa and Melissa. Take note, Teresa and Melissa. They're gonna try in the final season finale to get you to.
Oh yeah.
They tried to get her and Tom to do a scene alone and speak, and she was not having it.
Well, I mean, smart on her, because one of these seasons they will, and that will renew interest. I mean, don't you want to see that? Don't you want to see? And I mean, they still live together, so I feel like they have to speak in some regard, but we want to see it when the cameras are rolling.
We want to see it when the cameras are rolling. I mean, I can't even imagine living together. That's got to be so awkward. But listen, a lot of people say they're done with Vanderpump the way they're done with Jersey. I don't know. I think you guys are going to want to see what happens. I think, no?
Yeah, I'm going to be curious. Where they all stand. Jax is back. By the way, didn't you have Jax tea? Something,
this is shocking. Like, look, I really don't like going this dark, but so we have this new bar which you and I are going to go to. We went to all the others, although you didn't go to Schwartz and Sandy's, but it's excellent. Jax in Studio City. So what it turns out is somebody bought up the domain. Now, if everyone doesn't know this, you guys have to Google. So go to www.jaxstudiocity. I think I have to see how it's spelled, but there is a domain name that comes up and you're like, oh, there's a picture of Jax. Like, what a lovely, it's Jax's Studio City. So JAXSSTUDIO City. So there's a Jax with an S, and then so there's two S's, Jax's Studio City. So you see a picture of Jax, you're like, oh wow, the website's up, and it says it says Jax's Studio City. Get a taste of what you're looking for. So wow, Jax is. Then it says a highlight of Jax. This is on the real website, guys. A highlight of Jax, our story. At Jax's Studio City, we're all about the dad life. We announce businesses without first taking basic steps like trademarks and domain names. We have a history of homophobia, racism, body shaming, cheating, stealing, photoshopping, stupidity, violence, misogyny, and doxing. Then it is a very unflattering picture of Bethenny. I mean, she's fine, but it's just for her, it's not the most flattering. Our team consists of a raging, cheating, socially anxious thief named Jax. We also have all the natural, never Photoshop, knock him the fuck out, hillbilly Bethenny. She will be decorating our establishment from Hobby Lobby with her own personal. And then they go for the mother. We surely can't forget our mascot, Frosty Lips. This is referring to Bethenny's mother. She is the most homophobic grandma you'll ever meet. I'm sorry, this is so awful, which is really saying something, and they just go on. I mean, look, this is really, now if I think there could be a legal thing here. I mean, you haven't trademarked the domain name, but this is really, I mean, if this is like tortious interference in business, look, you have to prove all these things. It's very hard to prove. I think at this point, I think you have to rename the place. I mean, have you ordered glasses and whatever? Maybe you ordered a sign. How much cost has Jax spent? If I were Jax, I would immediately trademark everything, get the domain name, call it Jax and Bethenny's, and move on. I mean, when you Google Jax's Studio City, this comes up. And I mean, getting something taken off the internet, there are ways. It's called Reputation Defender. You can call a lawyer. There are ways to do it. There are ways to push it down. It's a whole process. This is out there. This is, and you want to talk about people that take things too far. Wow. Right.
Yeah. I mean, but God, I mean, he was this dumb, like to not get those domains. I mean, that's like, I would think that's business 101, but maybe not, because he's like, I think is this the first bar he's owned?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe he didn't know, but that seems like, God, you would have talked to somebody like immediately, because you're a target. I would have thought for
Think
sure.
of like, how must someone hate this person they don't even know to be able to like do this, right? I don't know. Google it. I'm not calling light to it. I really think things like this are just so uncalled for. It's like, look, Jax will be fine. The bar will open. It's going to be a success. You know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a success, but you know what I mean? Like, there are ways to get around this. Maybe you still call it Jax's Studio City. You'll have a different website. This will still come up. You'll realize it's not the right. I don't know. But this to me is really, it just takes it too far. This just really is like,
it's crazy. Yeah, this is nuts.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Totally.
I feel bad. I love how people could be like decimated, and when it comes to business, I guess my heart just bleeds. I'm like, oh, I mean, he'll be fine, but it just makes
the bottom line. It's hard. Yeah.
Carl Lindsay, Carl Lindsay.
Thoughts? Everybody's still talking a lot about this.
Well, the rumor is, and this is a week later, you'll hear this, but the rumor is that, she is still, listen, if I were in New York right now, guys, I would go over to her apartment and I would get out my camera and I would just take a picture of how many paparazzi must be camped out 24/7. Rumor is she has not left that New York apartment. Whoever gets that first picture, that's money. This will be sold. Paid $6. I don't know how much they'll pay for it, but I guarantee you, and I would literally go over if I were in New York, just snap the picture for all these listeners. I guarantee you there are just paparazzi camped out. They're all going to get the picture. Who's going to get the best one? How much is daily, but paid $6 will definitely pay for this. I mean, she hasn't left the apartment. She hasn't left the apartment. And a rumor is she's just devastated.
I'm sure I'd be devastated. Like, this is so sad because I've read probably all the same things you have, but supposedly insiders close to Carl are saying this has been a long time coming. Now, did she know that? A lot of people sound like they don't. I mean, to me, in some ways, oh no, I guess no, because there's not cheating involved. But because I was thinking, like, God, is this more devastating than what Sandoval did to Ariana? But it's different. But this is, I mean, it sounds like Carl has been having these doubts for a long time. And, he just had the courage to finally say it. And it is completely blindsided.